Welcome in, James Ham. Hey, James.
Hi, friends.
Hammer with us. You know what we haven't talked about yet is Clay Thompson scrubbing.
Wow. Wow. I don't know what to make of it. I
Clay
don't know what to
Thompson.
make of it, to be honest with you.
I
I
think
think he's
it's
gone, though.
you do.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think he's gone.
James, I have a theory, and then we'll have James weigh in on this. James, you we know conversations take place, right? Especially with your current team. It's really easy to have those conversations and them be, very simple and easy and whatever, even though like formal offers can't be made and different things like that. My guess is they have an idea of where the Warriors are, and Clay's not happy about it.
Mm,
I think it's as simple as that.
yeah. Yeah.
I think you can, I mean, by NBA rules, you can have a conversation with your own player the entire season. So it's not like you don't know where you stand.
Mm-hmm.
When you get towards the end of the season, you can have an honest conversation. Your agent is having honest conversations with their people. So I don't know. I don't make all that much out of the whole unfollowing and all that stuff. I mean, I got to be honest. I wouldn't put it past the Warriors and Klay Thompson to just be like, spinning a tall tale here that just, like playing it up so it's some big media driven talked about thing that, oh my gosh, is Clay leaving? And
I
then
think
all
that's
of a
what they
sudden,
did with Draymond and Mike Brown last year.
yeah.
Mike Brown loves Draymond Green. If watch out for the Sacramento Kings. Meanwhile, everyone in Sacramento's like,
Yeah, nobody wants Stomper here.
yeah, that's not a thing. Wow,
Stomper.
he's a stomper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, typically, I don't. Well, I guess when you talk comes to football, this is usually a football tactic where they scrub their social media of the player. I usually don't, or of the team, excuse me. I don't pay too much
Oh, that would be
attention to
funny
that.
if the Warriors scrubbed all references to Klay Thompson. That would be funny.
And they be leaning into the to the bit in that
Yeah, that'd be
respect.
great.
But there's something about Clay Thompson doing it in this situation that makes me think kind of like what you talked about. Like they've talked about a number. They know where the Warriors number is. And it could have been as simple as Warriors like this is about where it's gonna stay. Like
Mm.
we're not going any higher than this. And Clay feeling like I can get better. I'm gonna get better. I guess my time here in Golden State is done. I think he is gonna have a different team next year.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, like, look, I think this thing is all up in the air. And, I was joking with Kyle earlier. We have, all of these different versions of Clay Thompson, Clay on a boat and Clay with his dog and all these things. This can just be like Clay, the like Instagram guy. Like
Hmm.
he's just like wiping out stuff and making it like building the drama of it. Because again, I do think that they are like pretty dramatic down there in the Bay. Although, like, look, there's been enough talk about who's interested in him. Orlando being interested. I'm sure Philadelphia would at least kick the tires. But the Warriors are in such bad financial shape that I don't know what you do. Like there's not a lot you can do because if you go out and you sign Clay, what are we talking about? 15, 20 million a year? Like
I I think he's thinking he should get. We're talking like 25 million a year.
Mm.
25, 30. Hey, if that's it, like the Warriors, in order to do that, they're going to be out 50, 60, 70.
Mhm.
Like
Mm.
that's not what you need to do if you're the Warriors, especially for like let's be honest, it's a player whose skill set has diminished,
Mhm.
and it's tough, but you have to be honest with people. And when you see somebody on the downside of their career, you can't kind of skirt around it. You just have to say, look, there might be a team where you're very valuable for them right now, and they've got young players and all these things where that makes sense. But we're not that team anymore, and we're aging, and we need to get younger, and we need to cut payroll. And if you want to come back and be part of it, but like 10, $15 million a year, that's fine. But outside of that, we can't really do this. And I'll be interested to see at the end of the day what happens. I mean, his legacy is always going to be as a warrior. He'll be a Hall of Famer as a warrior. But you can't pay everybody, especially you can't pay everybody at 34, 35, 36. It just becomes a really, really tough game because that team is not going to win. They're going to be a, 8, 9, 10 for the next couple of years as long as Steph is there, but really nothing more than that unless they find some crazy young player out of nowhere that they don't currently have on their roster.
I'd be mad too. You
Speak on
paid
it. Yeah.
you paid him $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
You better find a way.
You
to pay
want
me
you
$100
wanted to keep the band together for him, but you're gonna let me go?
Yeah.
I'm arguably the second best player in my position, next to the dude I play with. We arguably have the greatest backcourt of all time. You gonna let me go over him?
Second best player maybe in your franchise's history.
Mm.
No disrespect.
I mean,
to Barry, no disrespect to Chris Mullin, but I'm just saying, like, he has an argument for that.
Rick Barry will cuss your ass out for that.
yeah,
He's probably cussing at the sky right now.
he probably is somewhere. He's somewhere. He heard it through the,
He's
the
taking
One thing
clouds.
that's for sure is he's somewhere angry.
Yeah, well, he's taking a shower somewhere.
That was interesting. Did you guys see the report that Brent Berry won't be back with as the assistant GM of the Spurs this year? I just found that interesting. He's a good dude. I sat with
Well,
him.
he
in
really
the finals.
botched last year's draft. I think that's part
He
of
did. He totally blew it.
he really screwed that thing up.
To your point though, Damian, like the Warriors argument would be we can't do this because the financials and all this other stuff. Like we can't do it. And Clay would be like, no, you can't not give me money because of the financials. The problem is you gave him the money. That's what messed up the financials. If you didn't give him the money, you wouldn't have no financial issue. So don't tell me that you can't do something. You made your bed when you brought him back. Now it's time to pay what you owe. And he would lose that argument because they'll be like, we can't do it. We're not going to pay $250 million for this 8th place team. $250 extra million for this 8th place team. Like, we're not going to do it.
They could always sign him and then trade Draymond. I mean, if you can find a taker for the last,
I don't think he got a market.
3 years. I don't know.
You could
you could at least break his contract up.
He'd retire.
I think so too.
I think
then he won't get any of it.
Well, he's not going to starve.
No, that's true. Well, but I mean, if that's the play, I think there's also a possibility like the Warriors. I mean, the Lakers have a group of $12 million players. They could trade Draymond for a couple of $12 million players and get out from underneath that deal.
Serious question, like all hate aside, who would trade for Draymond? Like
the Lakers, the Lakers, I think would.
You know who might? OKC could probably afford to trade for Draymond.
Okay, would he play in OKC? It's not a bad team.
No, I think team wise, I think he'd be fine with it. I don't know if living in OKC he'd be fine with it, but I think that's a team where they have enough around him where his lack of production on some nights wouldn't hamper him. He could just be this rebound assist guy. Like I think that would potentially be an option. I'm trying to seriously think of other places where he could go.
That'd be a tough team though, because they already have Josh Giddey, who's not a great 3-point shooter in the starting lineup. And so you would have to ask him to come off the bench. I do think
trade. I don't know. No, that wouldn't really work.
But I think there are some teams out there like I don't know. Cleveland could use like an energy dude, someone who a little more forceful than some of the young players they have.
But I asked the same question with all of these teams: would he play there? Because I think Cleveland's interesting. I think there's only a few teams he'd play. In fact, he'd play for the Lakers. I feel like if he was traded today, he'd play for the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't know that he'd play for Oklahoma City. I can't imagine Sam Presti would want him with those young guys. Cleveland, I don't know what Cleveland's doing, nor do I understand why they haven't hired a head coach. I feel like I know why the Lakers haven't hired a head coach. I don't know why Cleveland hasn't hired a head coach. So I'm really not sure what direction they're going in at all.
I don't once again, I'm not hating in this conversation. I'm having a real Draymond conversation.
Okay.
I think he possibly would go to OKC because
Mm.
they're a good enough team that's already good that if he comes there and they go to the conference finals, he could take the credit for that. It could be like even though he have nothing to do with it, like they were 2 games away from the conference finals this year, and they were a young team, and they could have just gotten better with a year of experience. But if they got to the conference finals or the NBA finals, I came in and I changed the culture
That's what he
of
said.
this team. Quite frankly, those who don't understand the game don't understand that, yes, they were the number 1 seed last year, but now that they're the 3 seed and in the conference finals, I changed everything.
Yeah. No, that's good. You're getting your stuff off today. That's good.
But you do you hear what I'm
No,
saying?
no,
They are
oh,
a good
no,
enough
that was
team.
Draymond Green. No, I heard it. No, I'm making a joke, but no, that was it.
Yeah.
That'd be the podcast after the, the conference finals run or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think he thinks he's going right into TV, and maybe he does, but
Man,
I think over years we've like been able to sort of Charles Barkley has tamed himself down a bunch where he's really funny and like he's quirky and all those things. But I think Draymond thinks he can be that. And I don't think he can be that because he comes off as someone who is vindictive and like always pointing fingers at people, calling people out all the time. And I think Charles can say stuff about players, can be tough on players, but it doesn't come across as somebody who like has a bone to pick with them and is trying to get even on some score that no one knows about. And so I don't know. I kind of wonder what it is. Like Draymond Green is going to show up wherever he gets traded to. He's got $75 million to go show up. And if he doesn't want to show up, then he'll violate league rules. I don't think that
I think
there's
he'll
somewhere.
retire, James. That's what I'm saying. Is like I
You
just think he'll
think?
retire. Yeah, like
I
he's
don't know.
closer to retirement than anything else.
Hmm.
I'm sure we've done a Draymond Green, pocket watching before. What would you say? He has 3 years left. That's 75 million. Boy, Spot Track is a slow website in this studio. It must know how vital its information is to us, so it moves pretty slow. 12 years in the league, 177.8. Yeah, I'm not going to pretend like the $75 million isn't big. That would take his career earnings from 177 to 255. That's a big number. That's a
Yeah.
big number. All right. Maybe he does come back. Maybe he will. Maybe he will play for the Thunder in this fictitious trade that we've created.
I feel like the Thunder,
that Joe Lacob would never approve in a million
no,
years.
he wouldn't. I feel like the Thunder might be the only team that, like off the top of my head,
No.
like I'm thinking maybe Dallas.
That would make a play for him?
Yeah.
But the Lakers would. Why do you think the Lakers wouldn't?
I think they would.
The King is still there, right?
Mm-hmm.
No. He hasn't had a chance to get sick of Draymond Green, the player.
That team would be
He
awful.
likes Draymond Green. I know that.
Suck.
You know that. James knows that. The nearly 1,000 people watching this and God knows how many listening know that. Rob Pelinka doesn't.
Oh, man.
Jeannie Buss doesn't.
Mm.
The Rambuses don't.
Oh, happy Women's International.
And JJ Redick probably doesn't. So what the sad thing is JJ Redick probably does. He's like, hey, give me my contract and
That's right.
I'll coach whatever. It'll be weird when JJ and Draymond get in a fist fight on the third day of training camp.
Oh, what if see the money and stuff don't work out? Milwaukee.
Huh. Oh, no, they could trade like Brooke Lopez
Play
for
for
him.
Doc Rivers. Draymond Green gonna play for Doc Rivers.
That's not a good thing because then we got Kenny doing both parts.
Well, that's
Draymond, I need you to calm down just a little bit here. I need you, to play more of that 4 position. Look, coach, I don't know what you're talking about. I know basketball. Quite frankly, I think you should step to the side. Draymond, I don't think you know who you're talking to, Draymond. I don't think you know who you're talking to. It's Doc Rivers here.
This is a Saved by the Bell scene all over
No,
again.
it's good. I can ruin everyone's day more than Kenny's impressions.
Oh no! Don't say nothing crazy. Don't say nothing crazy.
Yeah, Brooke Lopez, 20 million straight up. Go
Bob
ahead.
Fitzgerald is going to call the Olympics.
Really?
Yeah.
With who?
Well.
Oh.
This is a
Yikes.
Warrior.
This is such a sad
This
moment
is
on
a
the show.
Warriors press release. So his broadcast colleagues aren't mentioned, but yeah, he's gonna call Olympic basketball in Paris.
Mm,
Damn it!
wild.
Whatever. Hopefully they have the NBC Peacock app. This is an opportunity for you to show the NBA the shoulder programming, the alternate broadcast that you can have for the NBA. I don't care. Give me the Spanish broadcast. That's what I'll watch.
Wow.
Wow. And Michael Scott Paper Company Inc. is all of us. We are watching Olympic basketball on mute. Wow.
They were just voted the worst broadcast in the NBA.
Yeah.
Look, man, I'm not gonna hate on the man's. I don't hate on nobody getting a bag. He got another bag. Salute him. I'm gonna watch the Spanish announce team.
Well, a little bit of history on this. There's no bag involved.
Oh.
Not that you don't get paid.
Yeah.
You get paid, but you absolutely get paid. But it's also like, hey, come call the Olympics.
Yeah, free trip.
It's prestigious for them, just as it is for.
It's a platform.
Yeah. Like, but there is one thing it's not. It is not a bag. It is not a bag. And if it is, it's a JanSport, with all due respect.
Oh man. Shout out to JanSport.
It's a solid bag. Yeah. It's solid. But it's not what you're used to.
The Toyota Camry of bags. It's been the theme of the show.
Well, that's the second time, like in the last couple months, you've disrespected.
You do take a shot at Toyota pretty regularly.
It's a quality car.
You do take
I would
really
say
just Camry. It's a great car.
it's more like a Toyota Corolla. It's not quite the or let's see, it's more like a Honda Civic. You know,
I feel like a Honda Civic is a little higher than the Camry. I mean, the Corolla. No?
No, in the world, a Corolla and a Civic are the same, and an Accord and a Camry, they're the step up.
Okay, there you go.
I see.
There you go.
Honda Accord's a good car. I wanted one of those at one point in time.
So did I.
I like that car.
Those are good cars.
Yeah, they look good. I liked it. They almost modeled what I ended up getting was a Toyota Solara. That was a really good car. I enjoyed that car. Good stuff.
My Prius was fantastic, even though Prius is like the butt of all jokes. I don't know, great car. I don't either. I'm mad that I sold it. I should have just given it to my mom.
I was looking for a Prius when I was looking for a new car.
Yeah, what'd you settle on? Well, a Cybertruck.
I wish.
I saw one of them things this morning, and I'm still of the belief that joint is ugly.
Hey, I like it. I like it. But
how many miles does that thing get? Do we know?
I want to say like 375.
Oh, so it's roughly the same as a newer.
I don't know. To me, they're hideous.
No, they're awful, man.
They got all the bells and whistles, though.
Oh, what does that even mean? Well, what do you need to run over stuff for? You live in Elk Grove.
There's, potholes that,
you need to run over.
See, that's not true. We saw the river video with the Tesla. It couldn't even get out. It's not even a real truck.
Oh, it's tough.
340 is its estimated range, which means it's really like
280. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for those who are unaware, that estimated range is crap.
I don't even think I've ever even paid attention to that.
340 is if you're driving like
I don't even know the miles.
If you're going like 5 miles under the speed limit downhill, then you'll get 340
with the air off.
With the air off,
you got to make sure you have the air off.
Yes. But not with the windows down.
No, not with the windows down. You got to keep the windows up. Just be hot, sweat, and you'll get more miles out.
That's funny.
That was bad news though.
Yeah, Bob. I didn't mean to. I knew that would ruin the show. I should have saved that for the end.
You just ruined it.
Bob Fitzgerald.
I'm gonna listen to the Sharman announce team or something. I'm gonna learn.
Where are you gonna find that?
I'll look for it. Other than that,
They have a version of this truck called the Cyber Beast.
Mm.
There's a rear wheel drive, an all-wheel drive, and a Cyber Beast.
come on, man, that thing don't play. It don't play.
Okay.
I saw an interesting, like I think it's called a Honda. Oh, they have a new SUV, but it's like smaller than a Pilot. That's full electric. That looked interesting.
Mm.
The reality of the situation is, as much as we may not like this, man, like I said, Tesla's about 5 years ahead of him.
Oh, he's got the electric vehicle thing figured out. Yeah, he's got the electric vehicle thing
He
figured
got
out.
that cooking.
He's a jackass, but
Everybody, not saying that the people can't catch up. I'm just saying he's got a head. He's about 5.
well, and that's all
7
they're
years
trying
head
to
start.
do is catch up. Like even companies that have electric vehicles like Mercedes, they're trying to catch up. That company we were talking about last week,
Oh, Lyric,
Lucid.
Lucid.
They're trying to. They can't. They're trying desperately to create an imprint in the market and can't.
I maybe this isn't exclusive to him or not. They just be upgrading my car out of nowhere, bro. It's crazy. Like, you know, the
over
updates.
the
I mean,
it's
it's
just like a
oh,
phone.
here you got Audible now. Like here.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
I like the
God.
new little update they did that shows the traffic on the
Oh
trip.
yeah.
that's
No,
pretty
come on,
dope.
man. It's fine, man.
That's pretty
And
dope.
look, and then did you
Who-
have the issue where you would turn on your turn signal, and if you wanted to cross 2 lanes before, you used to be able to turn the signal on, and it wouldn't stop until you were in control of turning it off. They did an update, and as soon as you would change lanes, the signal would go off automatically.
Mhm.
And I was so pissed off about that.
I can't.
A week later,
so-
they changed it back.
so-
They changed it back, bro. It's crazy.
So that's the type of stuff that pisses you off.
No, that really did piss me off. Because no,
'Cause,
this
like
is what would,
you literally get mad over nothing, and like the turn signal turning off too quick
no,
pisses
because
you
this
off.
is what would happen, right? So you're used to you turn the turn. So say I'm merging, I got to go 2 lanes to the right. So I would get to the second lane,
Yep.
and I would turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now with this one, I would put the turn signal on. I'd get over 1 lane, and I'm so used to turning it off, it already turned off, and now I've signaled to get into the left lane, and it would happen all the time, and it would piss me off. I said, "This is how can you fix it?" I was looking up YouTube videos and all this other stuff. They fixed it. They just fixed it
Fascinating.
without me even asking. They just fixed it, bro.
It's crazy. You put in a call to Elon just like that, huh?
I didn't put in no call. This is just what they do. I didn't put no call in.
Well, what do you call it when you can contact them from the Tesla?
I can't contact that man.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I'm with James. I'm with James and virtually the entire chatty house. We think you're lying.
What do you think
And we're
you're
going to come
lying?
back, and James is going to tell us who the Honda Accord is of the Sacramento Kings.
Oh man.
Oh,
Who's the Honda
Let's
Accord?
compare Kings to gas efficient cars when we're back.
We might need to do that. Who is the Honda Accord?
Steelo and KC on ESPN 1320. Oh, that's what Kenny do. Call Elon.
So, Bryce, I understand what you're saying. That you have a cell phone.
You better throw your phone at the wall right now, Bryce.
Yeah.
You have a cell phone. You have the internet.
Bryce has been texting that same message for like 3 years, just completely oblivious to the fact everything he does is being tracked.
so I'm digging. I'm gonna check out this
That's
the Honda Prologue. I'm checking this out. I saw it. They had one outside the Costco the other day. But for some reason, all of the versions that they sent out, all the pictures that they sent out to all the other companies, is like a teal green one that's just hideous. I don't understand.
You said a Prologue, the Fun
Prologue.
Family minivan.
It's not.
Oh,
It's
no,
an
that doesn't
SUV.
look like it. No, that's what the when you type in the header, that's what it says. The Fun Family minivan. That does not look like a minivan at all.
No, it looks like the Chevy Blazer, which I would love to get a Chevy Blazer, but the problem with the Chevy Blazer is it says Chevy on the outside, and I just don't trust.
Oh, there
that
goes
it's
our
gonna-
Chevy sponsorship.
Damn.
That is a hell of a color that they chose to use as their
Yeah.
advertising vehicle.
This is their first all electric SUV. I like it.
That's the other thing I hate is when these companies are, I'm not going to do completely, electric, just enough to show we're trying.
Oh yeah, the hybrid ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I like this though.
Before I got my car now, I definitely wanted a Kia EV6, I think it was. I saw one in Vegas, like before they got a little popular, and it was like, obviously somebody spruced it up, but it was like matted out with some black rims or something like that. I was like, this is fire. And then they wanted like $75,000 for that car, and they couldn't tell me when the next one was coming in. I said, "Come on, man."
I've never seen one of these Lucids in person.
I have a friend who just bought one.
Yeah?
Yeah, they may even be listening to the show. They just bought one. It's a little sketch though. So like I've had Lucid stock for a while, and their stock is in the tank.
Yeah, their stock is ass.
Well, the problem is that they can't guarantee that they're going to survive.
Right.
So I don't know that you want to buy one right now. I mean, leasing one might be okay, but like there's a possibility in a year or two, like they won't be around, and then who's going to service your car, especially
Mhm.
something. But they're so high end and gorgeous. Like it's an
Yeah, it's
amazing
beautiful.
car.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful. I mean, it's priced like a high-end car. Like it's priced like the S model.
Yeah, it's close to, well, I think it's over 100.
Well, no, they have some that are at 70 and
Okay.
80. But yeah, they're higher. Yeah, they definitely have higher end ones that are 100 and well above. But their problem, and this is what like their CEO has said they're trying to address, is that they are trying to create something that competes with the 3 and the Y, like a more of a economically sound car to gain an imprint to where it's like, okay, we trust this car. Maybe next time around, I'll spend $75,000 on one of their higher models. But
I'm not gonna lie to you, that's what Tesla has me thinking. I mean,
let you buy one of the higher end models next time.
like,
Yeah,
I'm kind of locked in, bro.
mm-hmm.
Oh,
I got you.
If I upgrade, if I get a new car, it's gonna probably be in the same family.
Mm-hmm.
oh, I'm gonna go check out this Prologue. I don't know. The Prologue, you can get the tax credit.
Well, I think you could get the tax credit for any full EV vehicle for the next maybe till November? Question mark.
No, it's got to be built in America.
You get one for a Tesla.
Well, yeah, because they're built here.
Teslas are built here. Oh, I'll
Yeah,
be
they have
damned.
they have the factory in Reno.
I
They
see.
may have
I
they may
actually
build
just assumed that was a front.
no, they probably build all the parts somewhere else, and you're probably right. It probably is a front,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
but they assemble them here. Yeah. Wow. We've lost our way. How are we going to
We're on
recover?
commercial. It's fine.
Yeah, I thought they were down in Bryce says SoCal. I thought they were down in LA too. There
Well, I'm
goes
sure
Doc.
there's more than one.
There goes Doc with this. He's a winner. He's a winner.
Lawrence
Wow.
Fishburne didn't even know who that man was. Which is a very believable story, by the way.
That Lawrence
I
Fishburne.
absolutely believe that. Yeah, he had no clue who Doc Rivers was.
Huh. All right.
That man making Academy Award winning movies. He ain't worried about the Celtics or Clippers head coach.
He's a great actor. We could just spend the next 20 something minutes on Lawrence Fishburne movies.
That's a true story. True story. We're coming back, Hammer. James wants to discuss Lawrence Fishburne for the next 20 minutes. He just mentioned that as we glanced up and looked at Doc Rivers and repeated the line that Lawrence Fishburne didn't know who Doc Rivers was, which I stated I fully believe.
I don't know about that. Like, it's not like Doc Rivers like passes the mom test, but if you watch the NBA,
He probably doesn't watch. He said that. He said, I don't watch sports.
I didn't know he said he didn't watch.
Yeah, it wasn't like, hey, I'm a big I'm a big Kings fan. I had no clue who Doc Rivers was. No, like he's like, I don't watch sports.
Well,
So it's believable.
damn, Doc. Sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't know who you were.
that's tough. Like if like, Johnny B. Broadway doesn't know who you are, like it's no big deal. When it's like Lawrence Fishburne, yeah, that kind of sucks.
That's like when I was down in a bar in LA and I said,
Oh.
KC in LA.
Well,
They're like,
okay,
all
pal,
right, bro.
the hell away from me.
Fishburne has been in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Yep.
I need to check some of these because
And
I
that's
don't
not
believe.
even counting 9 seasons of Blackish.
I still haven't seen the end.
No.
We're getting close though. She's talked about it.
Okay. Good luck
Getting
with
close.
that. Yeah.
I guess what they gave me for Father's Day. They gave me a gift card to Chipotle that I'll probably never be able to use.
Well, you'll just use it when you're alone.
I appreciate. They took care of me on Father's Day. They took care of me, man.
You imagine the Chipotle Father's Day gift card is what finally takes out Kenny?
You know what's funny about like because I was with like Casey's family on Friday. Like, did any of your boys, James, look like they just constantly want to beat your ass? Because that's what Ryan looks like. Ryan looks like Ryan.
Nah, she was
Ryan-
crosses too.
Ryan just looks around like I'm gonna jack one of these dudes up, and I feel like it was me. Like, hey, and I look at her, and she looked at me like, bro, get your grubby little
I don't
hand
recall
off my
that.
foot. Well, yeah, you were talking to somebody else. I was talking. It was just like, did any of your boys ever look like they just wanted to beat people up?
No.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
but
Well, and he's got a daughter that's gonna. You don't ever have to worry about Ryan when she gets older, boy, because ain't nobody gonna cross her.
See, you should like get a little pre-marriage like right now with little baby Rain, because
Oh.
Rain Fox has that look like, bro, don't test me.
Rain be looking at
The whole
people
time he looks like he
talking
is
about
super serious little man. Like, don't you touch me.
Right.
Yeah.
Rain be looking at people like, you sound ridiculous.
He looked at the TV like that. Get your punk ass camera out of my face. Leave me and my dad alone.
That's right.
Yeah, Ryan was kind of pissed off though at the Juneteenth. She
Well, it
wanted,
was
she
hot.
wanted out of her stroller. That's what it
Well,
was.
she probably thought them local acts was performing too long.
She probably thought she could get on stage.
Well, she probably could have.
Wild.
She probably could have. We had a few slots we could have filled. We had time.
What was old boy's name? The showstopper? Ski.
Yeah, M2 Ski. Yo, man. Hey,
Ski was the showstopper. I
shout out
ain't gonna
to
lie
my man
you.
Ski. We laughed because we're like, oh, a white dude is closing the Juneteenth celebration. All right. He didn't.
He brought him out.
Bro. And here's where I'll shout my man out. He performed. He had a very good crowd.
Mhm.
2, he performed like there were 100,000 people out there
100%.
and killed it.
He had the best performance. No disrespect to
No, they were all good.
Yeah, to any of them, but he had the best performance of the day.
Next to your boy, I forgot his name, who counted
Jury's
to
World?
100. Yeah.
Jury's World really.
He counted to 100 in rap form like he was for the kids. And the whole song was counting to 100.
Jury's World was doing his thing, and then I liked what were my girls the Steppers?
The Steppers. Confidence is everything.
Yeah,
CIE.
CIE. I like that. I mean, I like. There wasn't anybody I didn't like.
No, it was all good.
But Ski's energy, because there was nobody around when he started,
Mm-mm.
and he started rapping and
Yep.
performing, and people gravitated towards the stage. It was
Yep.
crazy.
It was awesome. Yeah, he killed it. No, it was good. It was fun to watch some of those local performers rock this past weekend. Okay, James, you've had enough time. Who is the Honda Accord of the Sacramento Kings?
Oh, damn it.
Who is the Accord and who is the Prius?
Oh, man.
Come on, man. This is easy. The
Keegan,
Accord is
right?
Harrison, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Wow. The Accord.
We
is
like
Keegan?
Yeah, we like both of those cars. The Camry is the one that would feel disrespectful. Remember, that's how Jesse.
Well, the
always talked
Accord and
about the
Camry are the same.
They are.
That's what James
I
said.
thought it was a.
They are.
car that we
Now,
were
if you want to start talking about the Lexus, which is just a fancier version
That's
of
right.
the
It's a
Toyota.
Toyota.
people get
Yeah.
so upset about that.
Really? Do they not know?
They're like, no, they're like, how did the Lexus become this luxury car out of
Oh.
nowhere? It's just a Toyota.
I would say the Prius is probably Alex Len because
Okay.
it's reliable,
All right.
but you can't go real far in it. Like you're not gonna trust it for major minutes, but like still really reliable, knows its job, gets good gas mileage.
So you said the Accord is Harrison. Because
I
the
thought that
Accords
was
last,
it.
they last, right?
Yeah.
Oh
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah.
100,000. I mean, I think all Toyotas do.
I guess I
To
was
be
thinking
fair.
a little too highly of the Prius. I thought
300,000,
Keegan
like
was
a
the Prius.
minimum on a Toyota.
Yo, you thought Keegan was the Prius?
Yeah, we like the Prius is not flashy, but it gets the job done.
Yeah, I had a Prius for 10, 11 years or
Yeah.
whatever it was.
Hmm.
He's
What
got
is
the-
Keegan?
So,
Keegan
yeah, what is
Alexis?
Keegan?
Huh.
Because De'Aaron and Domas are out of the Toyota family, right?
What's a
Yeah.
car that's like a nice, efficient car, like on the verge of being a luxury car? Sometimes it varies. People don't know.
Right on the verge of a
Yeah.
luxury car.
Well, I would
Genesis?
say like if I would say I'd put him in a BMW range because I think a BMW is a little bit below a Mercedes, but
But
maybe
it's
I'm
still
wrong.
top. It's top of the top, though.
But it's still like high end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's top of the top.
Okay.
Yeah. Then
Hmm.
I
De'Aaron's
would.
what's De'Aaron? A Rolls Royce?
He's a
Oh,
Rolls
maybe.
Royce. He's a PTPer. Yeah, he's a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
That reminds me of speaking of Keegan. Sorry, I literally just thought about this. Sorry. But did you see what JaVale had to say about Keegan Murray? I think Tristy had highlighted it. Our girl Tristy had highlighted about JaVale
No.
talking about like he wants Keegan to experience the NBA a little bit more. Go to dinner with your friends, like or with your teammates. Not like you have to be in the club or nothing like that, but live a little bit more of the NBA life. He said he thinks it would help him as a player and as a teammate if he did that.
Hmm.
I totally agree. I don't, because we don't travel with the team, and even if you're a beat writer traveling with the team, like I did for a while, where I was, like 15, 20 games a year on the road, you don't travel with them. You don't stay in the same hotel because you can't afford their hotel. It's not part of your concur like list. Um, so you don't travel with them. You don't eat out with them for the most part. Like, um, I don't know like how much he spends out with the others, but that's a big deal. Like they need to get him out of the hotel. And I like what JaVale said. I think he said it on Do Some Mo. I think that's where she pulled the quote.
Okay.
But like definitely said like, we're not talking about taking him out to the club, and we're not talking about bringing him out and drinking with him. We just mean like he needs to get out. He needs to experience the cities he's in, whether it's New York or whatever city it might be. You need to, if you're going to spend, he said, if you're going to spend 4 days in New York, you need to go be a tourist. You need to go check out things and like figure out the city and all that stuff. You shouldn't be going back to your hotel room to watch video every single night. That's just not. There's something about being an NBA player that I think we all understand, but unless you really think about it, like these guys get to go to cool cities all the time and stay in 5-star hotels, but they also like they have security, or they have people that will go with them to go to,
Mhm.
name that place. And so he does need to get out. If that's a problem, that's something that like his vets need to sort of get in his head and pull him out of his shell a little bit more and say, hey, look, we're going to go out and we're going to have not a crazy time, but we're going to go out and have a good time and at least see things where we're at.
And shout out to Do Some Mo. I didn't know that's where it came from. Shout out to them. But the tone that I got, because I just read it, I didn't see the interview. I just read it. The tone that I got from JaVale wasn't to say like Keegan's wrong or anything else like that. He said, I think this would help him. I think this would help him, with the chemistry with the teammates and his growth as a NBA player and as a teammate. I think it would help him. And he kept saying like he doesn't have to do anything wild, but go to dinner with your guys sometimes, man, and have that. You're going to some of the best restaurants in the world. Go to dinner with your teammates and experience that. You're in the NBA. You've worked hard. Get that type of experience. I just thought it was interesting to hear JaVale speak on that like that.
Yeah, and I mean Keegan, as even under his rookie scale contract, makes like 9-10 million bucks a year this year. Even after taxes, he's still clearing 4.5 5 million bucks. He can afford to go out, and that's some of what JaVale was saying. Like, look, you're young, you're a millionaire. Like, what are we doing? Like, let's go. And I think it like sometimes it takes players a little while to get comfortable. And it's also possible that maybe Keegan is still. I think I'm not sure if he has the same girlfriend when he got to the team. But if he does, then it's one of those things where like you don't want to be seen out. You don't want to like as a young guy, I could see him being like ultra conservative about it and not wanting to get in trouble. But you still can like go enjoy a city without getting in trouble.
You think it matters?
I'm trying to, because my first inclination, like, no. But JaVale's a 10-year NBA. What am I to disagree with him? Like,
He's
if
like a
JaVale says it,
17-year vet.
if JaVale says it matters, it matters. Like, if JaVale says there's some, there is camaraderie in that, then there is. And who the hell am I to say that? Oh, JaVale, that's silly. You don't need to do that.
Yeah.
He's been all over the league with championship teams, multiple champions. How am I going to disagree with that? It's not the first thing that would come to my mind. Like I was going to say, we don't spend any time together when we're not working, but we're home. Like if we go to hypothetically Phoenix next month, yeah, like we'll probably go to dinner in Phoenix and we'll do some things out there. Or, we went to Atlanta together. I could see that being yeah, sure, I could see that. I could see that.
Once again, it felt like JaVale, he didn't say there was an issue with Keegan and his teammates right now. It seems perfectly
No.
fine. He was kind of saying it could be even better
Mhm.
if you kind of had this approach every now and then.
I think that that's part of it, but I also think a lot of this it comes back to that same basic theme that you have to be more than just a basketball player. Like you have to be able to like stimulate your mind in different ways and push yourself in different ways. It can't just all be about basketball. And it's why I like the Marvin Bagley like rap career. I never had a problem with it. Like it's not my cup of tea. I don't want to listen to it.
Same Lillard
Like,
did.
yeah, well, yeah. But I never
It
felt
appears
like
he ended it. Sorry,
exactly.
James. Sorry, James.
I never felt a need to like call him out on that. Like, oh, this guy's out here doing this and this and this. No, man, these are young 20-year-old dudes who need to have some sort of vice
Need an outlet.
outside of they need an outlet. They need to figure out things like on the fly because that's how we grew up. We had other things going on outside of work, and sure you work and you do all that, but then for me, I know I played a lot of volleyball. I played a lot of basketball. I played sports all the time. You've got to have more that you're looking forward to and more that's like sort of feeding your brain than just studying film every night and just playing basketball, 4 nights a week.
Yeah, it's an interesting thought. It's out there now. I wonder if that has been conveyed to Keegan, and I wonder how regular that is too. Is it like, hey, Keegs, we're going to dinner tonight. Oh no, all right, cool, no problem. And then the next road trip, hey, Keegs, we're going to dinner tonight. Oh no, because there could be circumstances where you mentioned his girl, his family. Like, there could be reasons that they just don't line up. But if they're going out every trip or close to every extended trip, and he's always passing, yeah, that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I'll be curious what happens next.
Yeah.
Like with that, it's certainly a dynamic I don't think a lot of us think about as it pertains to being a teammate or being new in the league, young in the league. We always think about it the other way. Like, oh man, these guys are out too much. He's living that NBA lifestyle a little too much. You rarely hear a teammate go, "Yeah, he ain't living the NBA lifestyle enough." Like I remember,
I hadn't even thought about that.
Man, Beasley.
Malik.
Oh, Malik.
No, Michael.
No, Michael.
Beasley. Michael Beasley. He's living the NBA life a little too much.
Mm.
A little too much. And yeah, you really don't hear it very often. Like, yeah, he's not living the NBA life enough. You don't go out. So I'm curious how Keegan responds to that, if he, responds to it at all.
We do have news. According to Tim McMahon, Joe Mazzulla on Kristaps Porzingis, he's available, expecting to see him tonight.
Yeah, what Joe Mazzola meant was if we're not down 50, yeah, he might play.
Do you think
Or you'll see him. He'll be sitting right there on the bench.
Mhm.
You'll see. Do you think, because I was listening to the Insiders, and I think both Kyle and
good
James,
show.
a very good show.
We try.
I think Kristaps is never going to play this season. Do you think that that's the case as well, Damian? Like he's done for the season, and they're just kind of maybe courtesy or whatever playing him, or did he not play in Game 4 because it was such a big blowout?
So, Joe Mazzola he didn't clarify. He weighed in a little bit more after the initial report from Shams that not Sharania, not Cunningham, that he was going to be available, that Kristaps Porzingis was going to be available. But then he clarified a little bit more, saying, okay, yeah, he's available, but like in certain situations and if needed. He was never needed Friday. I'm gonna shy away a little bit from James and Kyle's thinking here. Whereas if we have a different type of game tonight, and Lord knows I hope we do, yeah, I think we'll see Kristaps Porzingis out there. I don't think we're going to see him play 30 minutes, even if the game is close, but I think we're going to see Porzingis.
I think Kyle's take was he's done. We're not going to see him. I think, I'm not convinced of that. But the longer you wait, I think the more likely it is that he does play. Like if there is a game 6, I think you would probably want to see him on the court. And that would be a week. But again, we don't know what this injury is. That's the problem. He's probably getting an MRI every day, so they can start to study and see what it is, what's happening, so they at least have
There's no blueprint to operate off of. There's no, hey, this happened too. It's like, hey, buddy.
I don't know what this means, but Mazzulla said there's no minutes restriction either.
No, well, that means if he's going to play, he's going to play.
Yeah.
That they're not going to limit him.
Starting, right?
Well, yeah, but he wasn't starting when he was healthy. Game 1.
That's true.
Yeah, well, that's tough.
All right.
Never going to start in the NBA Finals.
Well, no, that's true.
and be one of the more impactful, better players this series.
His first game back was Game 1, right?
Yeah.
That was just a phenomenal,
dominant
return.
performance.
Throw some icy hot on the ankle, wrap it up. Let's go, dude. You got to win a ring today.
Well, that's probably what James is talking about. Like, hey, how do we tape this thing? How do we and I swear to you, like, I'm not trying to be funny. What direction do we tape this? With the injury, do we have to change the direction? Do we
double tape it both ways?
Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah.
Well, I don't know, dude.
Because then the shoes got to fit at some point. Like you got to.
But it's yeah. But I'm not thinking double tape. I'm thinking that initial thing of tape stretches, right? It stretches your skin. It stretches everything. Do they have to tape it in a certain direction because of where that injury is? They're probably trying to figure it out.
That's probably why he didn't play in Game 4.
Well, no, I think it was the 50-point deficit that kept
just trying
him
to
from
figure.
playing.
You know what, Joe? He's ready, but we just don't know how to tape
this
thing.
tape job was ass, man. You might want to give this another shot.
No, I honestly, I think they're literally like, this will be a case study, and they're going to sit there, because it's one thing for like your normal everyday Joe Schmo to do this, right? That no one, like, he'll go in for someone would go in for an MRI. They're like, oh yeah, we have a tear here. That's weird. We haven't really seen that before. And then you just kind of watch it and maintain it over the course of a couple of weeks. With an NBA player, like, they want to see what's happening with the growth and how it's reacting and all that. I wouldn't doubt that they're going to just keep taking photos of this thing and like, okay, Is it healing on its own? Is it not? Like we talked about, like the grade 1, a grade 2, grade 3. Like a grade 3 in the ankle is a complete like severed ligament, but it grows back together. But then the ACL doesn't repair itself. The MCL does repair itself in the knee. So all of these things are different, and you don't know how this particular injury will heal itself or not heal itself. So whether it's a surgical procedure that's needed or if it's going to grow back together by itself, it's just like all of it's very strange.
In the 3+ years we've been with James, 3 years we've been with James, I think the thing he gets most excited to talk about is injuries.
I love injuries.
And if he can demonstrate like a turned finger.
Yeah, that's his bag. That's his bag. It's the Kings and then it's injuries.
Mallet finger.
What happens at
That's mallet finger, but what De'Aaron got was an inverted mallet finger.
Oh, jeez. What the hammock bone? Is that what was Sabonis?
Hammock bone is right here.
No, he was talking about ripping.
Oh no.
From what was it?
Oh yeah, that is he had a a UCL joint, a UCL tear.
The tendon and the ligament rips off from the bone.
James loves this.
An avulsion fracture. There it is, an avulsion fracture.
There it is.
Yeah, that's much different than a severed ligament. It's where the bone pops off, takes it, the ligament pulls.
James is gonna get like he's gonna get like little diagrams behind it, so like little like skeletons like you see in the doctor's office with tendons attached, so he can pull one up and say, okay, so what happened? And he could snap a tendon and be like, it broke just like this. Jesse's making us end the show because he needs to get home and he needs to do a different pregame routine than he did on Friday. So hopefully we're back and we're popping champagne we'll definitely be back. Hopefully we're popping champagne for our boy tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. when the Insiders take the air here on Sacramento Sports Leader, ESPN 1320.
Vamos Gigantes, though.